A day in the life off grid. What is it like? I'll show you what it's like. Not that this very moment I can be asked, but I'm going to do it anyway. Literally. Just woke up and I'm working. Not ideal. Here we go. And no, I'm not wearing my dressing gown in bed because I've got no heating. I do have heating. You'll find out all that. I'm wearing my dressing gown in bed because it's the UK and the weather's fucking shite. So here we go. Answering a lot of questions that people ask about living off grid. What is it like? I've chosen a perfect day for it because I'm actually in the living room on the camp bed, because my bed ended up a bit wet after installing a solar panel, and a leak happening. I better go and check how that is actually, make sure the roof's not felling. So here we go, this is what it's like. Raw, unfiltered, the pros and cons. Well, it's still leaking. Little bits. That's overnight. Soaking. Oh well. There's today's job. So this is one of my favourite times of the day. Sticking the old vinyl on. Absolutely love a vinyl. And especially when it's Motown. Let's have a look which is on. Ah, right. This is what I like doing. Shit weather as usual. But I'm going to get my morning concoction and sit here. Maybe even go for a walk. Now, one of the most favourite times of my day is the morning. Even though my tone and my current energy levels don't really show it, in about 2 seconds I'm going to show you exactly why. But first up is morning concoction time. Supplements, get the body hydrated, all that usual boring fitness jazz, health shit. And we'll go from there, but I promise I'll pick up in about an hour and I'll be slightly less monotone, boring and half asleep. Well, first up today, see where the leak's coming from. Let's have a look. That'll be funny if I fall off now while I'm recording, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I don't think it's this, because this is all mastic down quite securely. It must be them back brackets. Right, let's see if this works, because if it doesn't, then the leak might be coming from somewhere else and I don't know where that's at, so that could be a pain in the arse when I've got many other things to be getting on with. Just want to share something that I've had on my mind on my morning walk. Just before I do that, why am I wearing a balaclava? Well, it's when I'm cycling. It keeps the wind off my face, stops me getting wind chill. But I'm walking, I'm not cycling. Yeah, no. Because when I'm out in the morning, the goal of that is to get sunlight in the eyes, help hormones, and when I wear a cap, blocks the sunlight. So it's cold, balaclava it is. Anyway, on to the point of what I was wanting to share. What's really fucking annoying is being shit at stuff. I've just spent 20 minutes trying to obviously sort that solar panel out. And then it just wasn't working. The mastic wasn't sticking. I just knew this isn't going too well. Now, if anyone knows me, I'm very shit at DIY. I've never used a mastic gun before. Didn't know until I spoke to my dad that you meant to mastic it in the dry. Now, without sounding like a complete fucking imbecile, I'd like to take this opportunity just to say there's a good lesson here. There's a few lessons. Firstly, if you shit at something, the outcome's likely going to be shit. Now, you have to repeat that many times and learn the lessons to get good at it. Or, if you shit at it and you want a good outcome, you can pretty much just hire someone who is good at that thing to then get you the outcome that you want. I've never used a fucking mastic gun. I didn't know it was meant to be done in the dry. Now, you sat behind your fucking cameras or screens saying, ha, what a fucking idiot. He didn't even know that. There's probably a lot of shit I know that you don't know. And vice versa for every single fucking person, backwards and forwards. Point of the story is, if you've never done it, you can't expect to be good at it. Goes for the same with getting in shape. It's what I'm very fucking good at, getting people in shape. Done it thousands of times. If you've never done it before, you're probably going to be shit at it. So, round 2, I'm going to give it another go, but I promise this will get a little bit more interesting. I can understand now. You're not really getting much of the off. Well, you probably are getting the off-grid life. It's fucking a little bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, one other lesson. When you shit at stuff, like I've just been there, and it pisses you off because you shit at it, and you're spending time doing something and not getting the desired result, and you've got many other things to be getting on with, it's really frustrating, and I can feel it draining my energy. I can feel it draining my energy as I'm on my morning walk, trying to enjoy it, get me sunlight, and I'm just seething about this fucking mastic. Alright? So, the lesson learned here is, them negative emotions drain the fuck out of you. Get them gone quick. I'm going to process these dead quick, and even by just getting this off my chest, it's probably going to help a little bit. So, I'll be alright in 5 minutes. If not, I'll go and do some meditation, that'll sort it. But when you're in a negative mind funk, process that very quickly, get back to feeling good again, and it'll stop you draining your energy, which is one of the most invaluable things you've got. Anyway, catch up soon. I'm going to be honest. As always, this day, I'm going to be honest as always, this day is being a little challenging already. I seem to get the feeling all I've done is get across that I'm a moody twat. When in matter of fact, I'm actually a very happy guy. Let me explain. You've seen the difficulty and the frustration I had with the solar panel. Well, to do this video in a tiniest bit ever better way than average, I thought, you know what, I'll get my smart gimbal out. I've spent, I don't know, 70 quid on it or something. Let's see how this works. But again, it's somewhat fucking new, isn't it? So I'm sat here reading instructions, watching videos, going on ChatGPT, just so I can do this face tracking thing. See that? Fucking tech wizard. And now I'm on my fucking second coffee. So, you might be thinking, well, what's the problem? The problem is, firstly, the frustration of being shit at stuff has then put me in an emotional position where I'm like, this is really like annoying. Like, I actually want to get on with some shit, be productive, so on and so forth. But instead, I'm asking ChatGPT how to fucking put on face tracking on this app, and it's shit just isn't going well. You know, it's not working the way I want it to work. Now, it's all character building, some would say, but at the same time, it's fucking frustrating. Now, on my second coffee, I shouldn't even be drinking coffee. Like, my adrenals are fucked at the moment. I don't have much morning energy. You could probably tell that from my first morning video. I don't have much morning energy, so coffee is the last thing I should be drinking. But because I'm in a stressed state, I also can't eat. You shouldn't eat in a stressed state. I can eat, but you shouldn't eat in a stressed state. So I'm thinking, right, I do actually like sitting and chilling with a coffee. So with the frustration, it's led me to binge drinking coffee. Now, 2 coffees may not be binge drinking, but for me at the moment, it is. A little bit of coconut oil in. That is a game changer for mental clarity. Anyway, on to what is it like to live off-grid? Up to now, it's been good. It's been good. Even though I'm doing this vlog on probably one of the worst days I've had here, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So the leak, I think, touch wood, fingers crossed, has stopped. But I'm going to give you a little grand tour over the place and answer some questions I get, like, for example, well, do you have electric? Do you get showered in the back? Like, all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to finish my coffee and then I'm going to give you the grand tour, crib style, going through everything. This is where the video will peak and be somewhat interesting, and then it'll probably drop off again. But I promise to come back the other side in a better mood. So yeah, another kind of lesson here is, even us mindset people still get frustrated, we still get annoyed, we still have everyday shit like everyone else. I think the difference is we use this to learn about ourselves. I've learned a lot about myself just doing this one video. I don't like not being good at stuff. I already knew I didn't have much patience, but I'm practicing that. And yeah, I think I'm actually a slow learner. You may not have guessed. I think I'm a slow learner. The penny's just dropped. Like them videos I was watching before to learn how to use this shitty gimbal. But look at that though. Oh. Look at that. Not even moving now. Just face tracking. What's it doing? The videos I was watching, I had to watch them 2 or 3 times, and I've kind of just accepted this in this moment. I have to watch everything twice or 3 times. I'm very much more of a physical learner. Standing in front of me, show me how it's done, and I'll copy you exactly. I think it's why I'm good at the gym, because I got taught in person by the best people on the planet. I was with them, next to them in the gym in Manchester for a full week straight. So anyway, I'll stop rabbiting on. Crib style, what is it like living off-grid? Coming up. Right then, let's start outside. So, not that I'm going to show you everything because I don't want to reveal my location, but you can pretty much see it is very, very rural. No one lives in there. That's a bit of a project. So you can see, kind of middle of nowhere, which is exactly what I want. Let's have a look at my driveway. So here's my driveway, and being a DIY master, I've just put up my washing line. Not that I do washing because I take it to laundry for time efficiency, but when you've got leaks, things get wet, and there was no way to dry it. So I thought, you know what, it's time to put my washing line up. But I want you to visualise this. I want this here, okay? This is my garden, or what will be my garden. All flat, fire pit, bang in the middle, outdoor seating, overlooking, which is usually cows and sheep in this field right here. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I can feel myself calming down already, just being out, looking at all this. Right, let's get on the inside. Now, I will say, you can't polish a fucking turd. It's about function when you live off-grid. It's not about looking nice. It's not about trying to impress other people. It's about function. Does that particular thing do its job as that thing very well? That's what it's about. So let's start with the first stroke of geniusness. Now, we're living off-grid. You have muddy shoes, so if you give it a little bit of that and a little bit of that, if you're just kind of in and out for a minute, then, well, look at that. I know. I don't know how I'll come up with this shit. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, let's start with the best bit. Vinyl player. Let's put a little bit on in the background there. See what's on. Tune. Cool. Right. What have we got here? We've got Motown, Neil Diamond, Dire Straits, Pointer Sisters, Elvis, Best of Blondie. Turn that down a little bit. Belter. Now, let's have a look. Me sofa. Chose this myself. this pattern. Chose this myself purposely right from the 1950s. I'm taking a piss. Although it's an awful pattern, it's a bloody comfy sofa. Look at that. Loads of room, loads of seats. I could have 10 folk over, and still room for some more. Anyway, what have we got? Let's have a look. This, in matter of fact, is a little squirrel box that eventually I'll get put up outside, and then I can tease in the local squirrels, and I can sit with my morning coffee and just feed them. Now, well, we've got some books that I never read. These are all given from a very good friend of mine. I've read this one, which is actually the only book I've ever read, by Craig Harrison. You can go and check that podcast out if you need. Some old nutrition stuff from Lyle McDonald. Most of you won't know who he is. One of the best fat loss guys on the planet. That's awarding exercise health, blah, blah, blah. Some nice whiskey glasses, some magic mushrooms, some incense. So that's that. Now, in terms of plants, not too many. I've got many on my doorstep. Right, electric. Do we have electric? We do. How? I'll show you that very soon. Let's firstly, microwave, coffee machine, filtered water. You should all be drinking filtered water anyway. That is not mine. That needs to go out. Well, it was mine, but I'm not going to drink it, so it needs to go out. Eggs, Shilajit, supplements. I won't go through them now, that can be another video. Morning electrolytes, creatine, glutamine, so on and so forth. This is a Clar jug, one of the cheapest, most beneficial, cost-effective ways to get good, clean, filtered water. Currently, I am developing a little collage of magnets of places I've been. So that should hopefully get filled very soon. Let's have a look what we've got in. We've got salmon, Greek yogurt, we've got apple cider vinegar, we've got digestion shots, we've got a load of meal prep, lamb, rice, got some steak on the back of there, more lamb and steak, we've got avocados, we've got blueberries, kiwis, what's this? Some more steak, we've got some rocket down here, and that's pretty much that. We've got some coconut oil, kimchi, everyone should be using this, some potatoes, and then this is me carbs and fats cupboard. So I've got some porridge oats, some mixed nuts, some raw honey from just down the way, the farm down the road. Had a big bee's nest, so I bought a couple. Tallow, fantastic for cooking in. Got some ceremonial grade cacao and some sneaky crisps at the back. And that's about it. So, pretty normal kitchen really. Now, the bathroom situation. I do not get showered in the back. I have a full bathroom. Yeah. Shower, amazing. However, you can see the downside with the toilet. What's wrong with that toilet? It's for left-handers only, because the fucking wall's right there. So, apart from that, again, functional. Now you might be wondering, have I got hot water? Well, I have a boiler. I have hot water. Very hot water, in fact. Into the bedroom. The leak is still just needs a little water drop, so it's starting to go discoloured now. I'm going to have to sort that out ASAP. Although it's slightly leaking, it doesn't get the batteries. These are the powerhouses. So currently I'm bringing in 46 watts on the solar and the battery's at 13%. I do have a second battery which I'll plug in once that gets a little bit low. So that's pretty much that. And this here, I don't know if you've seen that, my little friend that I won on the Donkey Derby at Blackpool. Couple of extra little things. Sleep aids. Sleep tape. Nose tape. Improves your sleep dramatically. Now to the final room in the gaff, which is the office. This is where The empire is built. Now, for me party trick. Watch this. Yes, you are not tripping. That is a moving desk. That is rising. So, I don't have to be a very tight-muscled bastard, and I can actually stand and work. How's that? Not a bad little view either. Again, usually there's cows and sheep that come along here, so it's quite cool. We have some blue light filter glasses. They always get worn. You may see some videos where I'm wearing glasses. It's usually if I'm videoing in the evening, they get put on. And you also may know, I don't do lampshades. See that there? Functionality. You buy a light bulb to get light and then you put a lampshade over it. Doesn't make sense to me. I do have a walking treadmill, which eventually I won't, my brother will, change the motor on it. So instead of taking electricity to walk, it'll actually produce electricity. How that is done, I don't know. You'll probably learn by now. It is not a forte of mine, any DIY shit. So that's pretty much it. Good thing about it, it's nice and small, it's easy to clean, keep nice and tidy. It's efficient and functional. That's it. I do need a name for that little alien though. If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments. That's it. Any questions? Fire them below, let me know. Now, one of the best things, I think there's a few best things, isn't there? But one of the best things about living off grid, in my opinion, is you can do this. And you could do it in a normal house, don't get us wrong. We could do it in a house in a good location as well. But it seems a little bit, feels a little bit different when you're off grid and it's dinner time. And you sit down in your little camp chair. And you've got your dinner. And you're just fucking in the woods. You're basically just in the woods having your dinner. It's fucking class. Definitely a positive. Not that I'm trying to sell you the benefits of living off grid, but here's another benefit. I think at the point now, the way this day has gone, I'm starting to think, you'll be thinking, what the fuck's Kay doing? He's lost it. He's absolutely lost it, which I tend to agree. However, there is some very nice benefits. So as I sit here with my little cacao, listen. There you go. Silence. Apart from the raindrops on the roof. That's all. Now, they did keep me up last night, but the raindrops on the roof and the silence. No cars, no people, no barking dogs, no crying kids, no neighbours shagging. The only sounds I've got is the rain, the cows, the sheep, and that's it. So there's another benefit. I'm going to drink this and then I'm going to go and do some work. I'm going to have to do some proper work. There's plenty of people needing looked after. So I shall report back later on. Oh, last thing. That's what I was going to say. I knew there was something. For those desk workers, I showed you my standing desk before. If you can, get one. There is a massive, massive correlation between desk workers and tight muscles. I mentioned before I didn't want to be a tight bastard, and that's what I mean, like tight muscles. If you're a desk worker, I'm going to presume you've got niggles, you've got aches and pains. When you get in the gym, you don't move too well. You have to stretch a lot. Well, here's the downside to that, right? If you're not going to quit your job and you're always going to have a desk job, then you're always going to have to stretch. which then means you're spending more time in the gym, just offsetting what your lifestyle is producing, which is tight muscles, tight hip flexors, tight hamstrings, sore back, whatever it might be. A standing desk allows you to stand and work so you're not tight, as tight. So honestly, trust us when I say this, it's been a game changer. I used to spend half an hour. I used to spend money on physios. Half an hour before I used to train, spend money on physios, trying to work out why have I got a sore back. All I had to do was stop fucking sitting down for 8 hours a day. We're not meant to sit down for 8 hours a day. Most of you desk workers will sit in the, let's say, the car seat position. You'll drive to work for, I don't know, let's say for between half an hour and an hour. You'll then sit at work for 8 to 10 hours, and then you'll drive back. Like, that's the majority of your life you're sitting down, and no wonder you feel like a fucking old man or woman. Get a standing desk. The only other way to do it is to get regular walks in, set a little timer for an hour. Sit down for an hour, do some work, go for a walk. Sit down, do an hour, go for a walk. Still not half as good as a standing desk, but yeah. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of time stretching and a lot of time with niggles, aches and pains. I see it a lot with clients. I see it a lot with my desk workers. My clients that have physical jobs don't have these problems. They walk in the gym, they warm up, and they're straight into their workout. So, yeah, just a slight tangent. Oh, by the way, this here, talking about off-grid, bringing it back to the point of the video, electronic fly catcher. Charges through the sun, blue light comes on at night, zap. You did. Belter. Now, I don't know whether this is a downside or an upside to living off-grid, but just been sat here doing some work, and I felt something crawling on my neck. So I quickly fucking wiped it off. Look what I found. Look at that little guy. He's a bit orange. He's not more. He's more orange than he is red. So is he poisonous? That's the thing. I don't think he is. But by the looks of it, I've fucked up his back leg, so he's gonna have to get chucked out the window. Oh, poor fucker. He's pulling himself along with his little two front legs, and his back leg's just a bit gammy. I'm sure he'll live. Well, it's definitely a downside, because I've just chucked him out the window, and then I've just thought, what if he lands upside down? And he's now fucking just going to spend the rest of his little life upside down in the dirt. So now I'm going to have to fucking find him and see where he's at. Honestly, I'm starting to think this off-grid life isn't for me. I've got shit to be getting on with. I've found him. He's all good. Where's he gone? Oh, he's there. Where's he gone? Oh, he's there. There you go, little fella. Ah, he's fucking brand new, him. Look at him. Right, back to fucking work then. Just getting packed up for the gym as the working day is now done. Packing my meals up, and as you can maybe hear, I love a banger before I go and hit a big sesh up. And the banger is My Old Boy singing Kathy's Clown on vinyl. Tune. Here we go. Yeah, boy. Now I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck's Keith dressed like he's in the Le Mans when he's only travelling a few miles down the road? Well, functionality, I've told you. Glasses stop flies going in your eyes because that fucking hurts. And then the Bally stops you getting wind chill on your face. And to be honest, even when flies hit you in the face, they hurt as well. So that's why. Obviously, helmet, safety first. So functionality.